Hi. 1 2 1 2. Hello. Can you see the toots? Tyrant. What are you doing? It's my toots. There she is. Oh, you guys. Tyrant. How is everybody? Oh, man. Oh, I'm just going to follow her around. Hello. Hi. I'm home. She is over us. Well, oh, God. All right. So, anyway, let me get up off the floor. My old ass. Here she is in one of her one of her many. There she is. She's like, I will now retire to my box. Yee! Okay, good morning. Hello. I have no idea what's happening and I don't care. So this is just hi. I've been gone for a while. It's been delightful to be away. I can't lie. No tie today for Toot Toots. She's off the clock. Yeah, she gets Friday fun days, and it's casual Friday, so she's nude. Cat in a box. Do you know how many boxes we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh shit. We have more than I thought. Listen, I was gone for over 3 weeks, and I come home, and my husband has placed boxes. So no tie today. What have you guys been doing? How's everybody? Good morning. Good morning, boobs. Okay. Hi. Hello. Oh, Fiend. You old kook. Hey Mar. I say hello. I know it's been a while. Hey Fig. So I'm sure there's nothing new going on. Anybody? Anything new going on? Hey, hi, how are ya? Yeah, so right. Hi, Spooky. Look, I can be a nice cat mom. I can also be equally tyrannical. Jesus Christ. So anyway, what's going on? Anything new that anybody wants to talk about? I'm open to discussion. I do know that there was a funny interview with Murder Sheet on Justice Served Daily. Yeah. A lot of writing. Hey, yo, good. Everybody should be writing because anybody can write. Yes, my husband is, yep. Royal We. Good morning. I know that people really want to talk about Murder Sheet, and I get it. I think, Rosie, I don't know. I hate to get her name wrong. Rosie Palfrey had said something about wanting me to come on and talk about journalistic ethics. And I'm like, I really don't have anything to add in this space. I know that I've kind of done that over and over and over again. And so the unfortunate truth is there's not really a lot left to say. I think I'm happy to I'm happy to talk about it from a journalistic standpoint. I'm happy to talk about it from a holy shit, what is happening standpoint. I'm happy to talk about it from a trauma-informed journalism standpoint. I'm happy to talk about it from a legal standpoint, insofar as I am involved in a ongoing complaint against Kevin Greenlee for various things. I'm happy to take questions. All Eyes is here. Thank God. Tell me what to do, All Eyes. I know, but here's the thing. I put up a review of the book a few days ago, and I thought it was pretty clear that I have absolutely zero respect for Anya Kane, Kevin Greenlee, Gideon Pine at Inkwell Management, Pegasus Publishing House, and also increasing disdain for Simon and Schuster. Here's what I know about the publishing industry, and here's what I find very weird. So first of all, looking at the book, there's no table of contents. That was weird. I mean, aside from the terrible writing, and it is terrible. I mean, trust and belief. I mean, I don't care if they try to call it narrative nonfiction. I don't care what people try to call it. Whatever it is that they've done is an abomination to language. It just is. I mean, as a piece of writing, I'm embarrassed. I have secondhand embarrassment for these people, which is the nicest thing that I can say. It's like it's ghost written by disgraced former New York Times liar and disgraced journalist Jason Blair, who they thank. It's like a composite of a whole bunch of different shit rolled up into a shit ball and spat out with terrible alliterations. So even before getting into the context of wow, this is fact free. Even before getting into that, there's a few things. And I put up a list of books that do narrative nonfiction within the realm of true crime genre. And let me define what I think of as true crime. True crime can be anything from murder to international financial crime to genocide to any of these things. So I have a very, very broad view. So this is not just about murder or crime or whatever the case may be. It is so this is one of the latest ones, and I mentioned this. It's called Say Nothing, and it's a true story of murder and memory in North Ireland. This thing, somebody, I gotta put a spotlight. I gotta capture all these. I'll answer this in 1 second. Let's see. So let me just finish talking about my definition. So my definition of not narrative nonfiction in a true crime or in a journalistic setting, because journalism can take any form. You can report on anything, but this is a really good example of the way that things should be done. This man is a journalist. The author is Patrick Radden Keith, and he is a guy from Boston, but of Irish descent. And he wrote an amazing true crime story about a ongoing disappearance of the Troubles, in Northern Ireland. Okay. I want to start with a few things, and I want you to note a few things that are missing from Murder Sheet, their book. This is the basics. This is the bare basics. Table of contents, right? I mean, here's what you can expect from us. Oh my God. Okay, we got a map of the area that this person's going to talk about with the historical borders of Northern Ireland at that time. 70s. It starts out with a very clear layout of what it's basically what I'm going to tell you, how I'm going to tell you, and then I'm going to tell you and explain it to you. So throughout this, he's very careful about grounding it in footnotes and notes. All of his observations are from personal interviews. Let me just see. Let's go to the end notes, shall we? Oh, okay. Of this book, this 409-page book of actual journalism, of actual factual journalism, has this much writing, right? And this many endnotes. So look at that. Wow. A note on sources. Say Nothing is based on 4 years of research, 7 trips to Northern Ireland, interviews with more than 100 people, but in the spirit of the book's title, there were many people who refused to speak with me, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Memory is a slippery thing. I have sought whenever possible to establish corroboration for individual recollections. In instances where there are discrepancies among different accounts, I have used the most plausible version of events in the main text of this book and elaborated on alternative accounts, other nuances in the notes. This is not a history book, but a work of narrative nonfiction. Okay? He sets it up appropriately. No dialogue or details have been invented or imagined. In instances where I describe inner thoughts of characters, it is because they have revealed those thoughts to me or others as detailed in the notes. Questions? Anybody have questions at this point? Questions? I could stop. I am going to stop there. Because the way that Murder Sheet has written that book, Anya Kane and Kevin Greenlee have written that book, is to pull on, and this is an Andrea Burkhart phrase, to pull on the skin suit of a victim and report as if seeing what the girl saw. And I find that disgusting. It's disgusting. And it flies in the face of every ethical boundary of trauma-informed journalism. And I can cite to, what do you call it? Let me see, Dart Center. Yeah, for Journalism of Trauma. Now, please stand by. So there's and I'm going to share, I'll share this. Unless nobody cares, and that's fine. You can just jog on. I'll allow it. Okay. Please stand by and talk amongst yourselves. Dart Center. So the Dart Center has been established, and they do trainings for safety of journalists, They do actual combat training, but they also do sort of a psychological training for how to deal with victims of crime, victims of natural disasters, victims of war, etc. And it's through Columbia University. Sorry, it's taking me forever. Dart Center Trauma Informed. Why? I don't know why it's not letting me open it. Trauma informed journalism, and this makes a difference. What is trauma informed journalism? Okay, Columbia. Here we go. Dart Center News. Okay. For some reason, shit, man, they fall under the auspices of Columbia now. Okay. Everyone's still there. Okay. So, how is everybody still there? Well, it's an Anya's name only. Is it though? Present. Okay. So it's difficult to even read because they have, I don't even know how to talk about it. I really don't. It's so disturbing to me that this piece of shit got published. But actually, I'm not. What I'm shocked about is that it's not filed under Harlequin murder porn romance, because they are, talk about orgasmic. Woof. Woof. It doesn't, nothing about that book passes any sort of smell test for real journalism. It just doesn't. And if they claim that it's because people just don't understand their craft or their specific form, or have some problem with them personally, I don't give a shit who you are. You write a piece of trash, I'm coming for you, because there's really excellent journalism out there, right? I mean, I just, they talk about, it's pornography. It is a self-aggrandizing pornographic account of a brutal double homicide, which they could be, maybe, I don't know, speculatively, possibly, allegedly, involved behind the scenes in a way that may allegedly, possibly, I don't know, get them in trouble. Got a lot of balls. Got a lot of balls. But I do want to make sure that, lost amongst all of my opining, and this is all just my opinion, none of it, my opinion based on years of being an old bag, see you next Tuesday in this washed up journalism space. Based on that, being a sentient being, being able to read at the third grade level, as I do, it's all opinion. But I do want you to keep in mind, notes are not a suggestion. Practicing trauma-informed journalism is not a suggestion. Going back to this book, I'll remove this because who gives a shit? This is not a history book, but a work of narrative nonfiction. No dialogue or details have been invented or imagined. In instances where I describe the inner thoughts of characters, and this is the key, it is because they have related those thoughts to me, right? They, the person that he's interviewed, has said, I felt like this. I felt like this during Bloody Sunday in Northern Ireland. Okay, I'm going to write that down. Not, Libby looked out over the bridge, terrified. Really? Are you just pulling on that skin suit? How's that feel? It's an fucking nation. This is not a history book. It's narrative nonfiction. Let's see here. When I describe the inner thoughts of characters, it is because they have related that to me, or it is detailed in the notes. Because what he refers to is an entire body of recorded living history of people who actually lived through the 1970s and 80s Northern Ireland guerrilla warfare that's captured in an audio, hours and hours and hours long audio collection at Boston University. So he actually does have notes to back it up. And it's in an archive. They don't. They have a list of court filings that are mostly about Angela Sadlowski. What the? Really? Bitch, please. Okay. Because I've elected to tell this particular story, there are many important aspects of the troubles that are not addressed. He's telling you what I am not capable of doing is representing every single part of this. I'm being very clear with you as a journalist. Here's what I can provide you. Here's what I can back up. In the notes, per chapter. This is not bullshit, folks. This isn't a list of, I looked at this file and I looked at this filing. No. And there are several stop gaps within the publishing industry where this should have had the full fucking brakes thrown on it. Right? The full brakes. The first one is their agent. He should have realized when, if not early in their relationship, once an agent or a publishing house realizes that there are actual transcripts being released for a trial about which your writers are writing about, logic would dictate that that agent, or you know what? Maybe the agent didn't know. I don't know how. Living under a rock? I had an agent once. They tend to know everything if you're honest with them. Maybe they lied. God knows, I'm speculating. This is my opinion. But the minute that those trial transcripts started coming out and all of the exhibits started coming out, if I was at the publishing house and I was in tune with this case, and I was invested in this project that I was then selling on to my distributor, who is Simon & Schuster, who, by the way, money bags, right? I would have put the brakes on it until I had a chance to look at the transcripts myself as an editor or as a publisher, because that's the responsible and ethical thing to do. But you gotta kind of know if your authors are being truthful with you or not. And I gotta say, after reading what I've read of their book, I got a question. I don't know. In my opinion, potentially, maybe because of my dealings with these two over the course of whatever, when they came for me and all my filings with the ethics committee. Maybe they weren't completely honest with the people that needed to know. And the thing is that they're going on an all out. Oh, let me just back up and say something. When people call you, if people were to call me, oh, you love a child killer, do I? No, I'm sorry, that's not true. You are a fan of Richard Allen. False. You are a part of some Crank Nation underground blurbity blurb. No. Do not let that bullshit get to you, because they have what this book does has assumed the mantle of a post-fact world. And that is just not what we live in. It's not. And I think that there needs to be some accountability. And I think that some of that hopefully will come in the form of scathing reviews, which are well-deserved. Because after all of their, attempts to flood the system with praise from Brett Talley, I couldn't even get appointed federal judge by the first Trump administration, shit kicking Talley. When you have to lean into a man who writes fanfic about ghosts, who is a prosecutor who's never tried a criminal case in his entire life, or Jason Blair, who got his ass fucking handed to him by the New York Times, who did a retrospective 10 years after his mass fraud perpetrated on the New York Times, and what they learned. When you have to lean into those folks, it's kind of like thanking Nancy Grace in your acknowledgments. It's bad. And this is a really good point, All Eyes, which is why I love this book. I know it may not seem like it, but it's a timeline of, it's a timeline of when, in my opinion, Murder Sheet, Anya and Kevin became wholly owned subsidiaries of the Jerry Holman and Nick McClellan sandwich. From the leak, which is interesting, all the way through their influence on the trial, their, I don't know, I guess it would be called, is it slander or libel when you suggest that fellow lawyers are tampering with jury pools? I'm not sure what that's called. But it's a timeline of exactly where to look next. And so I don't know. I don't really, I think that it's pretty clear that I think that they are morally bankrupt, in my opinion. There's something fundamentally flawed about needing to put a weird Bible verse that isn't actually a Bible verse along with Mr. The Shack writing your upfront, there's something fundamentally flawed with it. And I think that it is a, if it were billed as a creative or no, if it was billed as a, what do you want to, let's see, what do we call it? We call it a based on, God damn it. I think I'm being swatted. I'm kidding. Siren. I think it could be, if it was positioned as based on real events or something like that. I don't know what the exact language is that if it was actually teed up in a way that it was based on a story based on, right? So that maybe I'd feel different. But they're coming out and saying this is the official account, I think, right? Isn't that what they said? What are you guys saying? Let's see. Oh, here's one from Ange. Andy, do writers, journalists, authors generally regular pleasure by way of like actually writing? I'm not sure. Say more, sweetie Petey. You much maligned kook. I'm not sure what that means. Michael Osbrook has made some grumbling pre-publication. Oh yeah, I think that's actually an interesting point, because the one thing, they went whole hog on everybody. They were, just, it's basically just a slam book. Is anybody familiar with the concept of a slam book? Right? When you were in high school, you just sent around a book and just talk shit about everybody, and it was anonymous, and you could just write shit about everybody. Slam book. So that, I think that when Osbrook, at least from my understanding of the tweets and stuff that he's put out there pre-publication, was that there was a very real concern that at one point when the due process gang thing came out, that Murder Sheet very well could put into writing what they alleged in their podcast, which was that Michael and Carol were flying very close to the jury tampering son. And that, in and of itself, to me, is enough for an ethics complaint. It's not my ethics complaint to file, but to disparage the legal community, to bring, any sort of, let alone the personal aspect of it, to just disparage another lawyer in a state in which you also practice law. I don't think that it was interesting because they didn't go so far as to put that in the book that I'm aware of. I think that was just left to their chitter chat. So I don't have any idea what, Osbrook's up to. I think isn't he in Poland? Anyway. Oh, this part, burn book. Okay. That's what you all like, Jen, whatever you are. Yeah. Burn book. That's what it is. It doesn't offer any, insight. It doesn't offer any, true I was going to say true whatever, but it's just true millennials. Okay. What are some of so I mean, aside from that, right? So I don't, hang on. This is true. So their publisher, and I can confirm that. Absolutely. Their publisher and editor. So their publishing house is Pegasus, which is very small. So it's not Simon and Schuster per se. Simon and Schuster is the distributor, which is where I think if anybody in that book who they have alleged things about or whatever, That seems to me like the right place to take legal concerns, because I do know that that was done prior to its publication. And I do know that, I mean, I personally did, because they came for me and roasted me afterwards, because I tried to get a galley copy of their book. And that's when they sent the letter to my former employer alleging all sorts of defamation. Uh, so, you know, I do know that. So I do know that. And I do know that at least one lawyer made contact with Pegasus about when and if the request was to see a galley, and galleys are typically sent out. This one wasn't. This was very by design, very targeted to people that I believe would be friendly to write all this shit before they realized what they were dealing with. But galleys typically go out. This lawyer, to my knowledge, reached out, asked for a galley, was denied, and then responded, I believe, with a letter that said, I need to know if I am going to be a subject of this book. And if so, essentially, where do I need to send my lawyer letter? And I think that went nowhere, but I do know that they were aware. So, and the thing is that complaints in and of themselves are not necessarily something that would preclude something being published, because I believe everybody can agree that not everybody's going to like everything that everybody ever does ever. I think that in this particular situation, though, when it involves the possibility, the mere possibility that there actually are some people within the legal community of Indiana who were saying, hey, we have concerns, and for those to be blown off, it makes me wonder what kind of internal review process Pegasus had for the publication. Did they run it up their legal flagpole, or did they just take the word of a lawyer and a journalist or an attorney? I don't know, but I think it's disturbing. It's real disturbing that this is the story that's being told. And there'll be other stories being told, and I'm sure that, you know, they'll drift off into the sunset and do something else, because really, what is there that's left? You know, what else do they have? Let's see, Pegasus. What do you mean? Just by being them? Oh, hi, Yellow. You feature prominently. I think you might be right, but here's the thing is that nobody knows what kind of contract they have, right? Nobody knows if they, so my friend works as an executive editor and publisher at Random House, and she has a very specific genre she works in, largely with minority writers writing about social justice. So this is not really her bailiwick. But when I had a first conversation about my concerns over this book and what I knew about it, she suggested getting in touch with the ombudsman of the publishing house, because most large publishing houses have that kind of thing. It's not abnormal. Governments have it, you know, schools, colleges, whatever. Well, Pegasus is so small, which is, there's nothing wrong with small publishing houses. They don't have that mechanism. So I don't know if they're on the hook, or if there was some sort of I don't know, attestation to truthiness. It just, and maybe somebody can help me out here. I don't see where there is shout outs in the acknowledgments to fact checkers or to editors or to legal representation in a formal sense, because that's another thing that happens with actual books. Let's see here. Boop, 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 doo. All right, let's see. This is going back to this book. Let me see. Ed Maloney, blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to see where he thanks the librarians at Boston College, the Conflict Archive on the internet at Ulster University, particularly generous with their time and recollections. Guidance in Belfast. I'm trying to find, he mentions graciously. Okay, so Wendy, pal. Book writing can be a lonely enterprise, blah, blah, blah. I've been fortunate to work with a series of talented research assistants. Talented research assistants. Some helped me track down one-off items. Others did work that spanned years. All that made this book feel more like a collaboration, with deep thanks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 research assistants. Specifically, he mentions 3 women as fact-checking his original articles. Fact-checking. The precise Fergus McIntosh fact-checked this book. Needless to say, any errors that remain are entirely my own. Fact-checkers. Thanks to my fact-checkers. I don't recall seeing that. I do recall getting some invocation of the Virgin Mary, which I'm here to speak for the Virgin Mary. No. No. I said good day. Sure. You know, I don't know. I guess the thing is that oh, I see. I mean, the prosecutor, so all eyes, prosecutor gave a public interview, 100% contradicting Murder Sheet's claims. Where? Pegasus left the claim in the book with 0 caveats. Well, that's not on the publisher. I mean, and that's why writing a book can be so daunting, is because a lot of it has to be done on the author's own dime or with the benefit of grants, or as the result of multiple articles. So in the case of this book, Say Nothing, he wrote a series of articles for, I think it was The Guardian, that ended up being, the foundation for this book. Let me see, hang on. Nonfiction Prize, Snakehead. His work has been recognized by a Guggenheim Fellowship, National Magazine Award for Feature Writing, and Orwell Prize for Political Writing. That's a big deal. And a lot of times, you will have to find people that will come on board and support you in your work, unless you are big time. And he might have been big time enough by this point when he wrote this to have a huge, whether it's a huge, what do you call it? Jesus wept. I can't think of the name. Money up front. Why can't I think? For an advance. Unless he had a giant advance, and only precious few get any kind of advance worth a shit. Any advance worth a shit, because Typically, that's why any sort of following that you may have as a podcaster, a writer, a blogger, a journalist, or whatever, any of those followings, that is taken into consideration 100% by agents as to how the sales of your book will go, because you're not going to make money on you're not going to make money on your advance. Most authors will not. Now, I have no idea what the situation is here, but a lot of times that is not provided by the publishing house unless they are highly invested in you. And I don't think Pegasus, I mean, I don't know. There's ways to find out. I couldn't find anything on Publishers Marketplace about the deal, because typically there'll be places in Publishers Marketplace that are like, blah, 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 placed a deal for, X, Y, and Z amount at Random House or whatever. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. But so in the case of my friend who works at Random House, she works with like big social justice folks that are going to just sell, barn busting books, right? So they have to make sure that as one of the big publishing houses, everything is done appropriately because they're investing money. So it's not even necessary. I mean, for my friend, it's certainly a matter of ethics, but for the publishing houses, it's more of a CYA. I don't know how that works with a smaller publisher who uses distribution. I don't know that part. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. Murder Sheet, thank person who interviewed. Wait, what? Do you have a link? Because I'm fascinated. This is true. And yeah, it's true. My friend Sally Hayden, who is on my list of excellent reporters, who is also an Orwell Prize winner, who I did see when I was in Ireland for her giving a speech on impunity in just basically murdering journalists. There's a solemnity about journalism and writing and news reporting that does not exist in the United States. And that didn't start with these people. I just think it's part of a system that, has really given up on the idea of true muckrakers being valuable. It's let me hang on. In the acknowledgement, the first mention of their publisher and editor. Oh, publisher and editor. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Well, there you go. Ding, ding, ding. And editor. I'd be very interested to find that out. I mean, I'm not going to take on some personal vendetta. I got my life, but I do think, I don't know. It doesn't sound like it's edited to me. There's so many jumps, and it seems like even whatever. But I can't really sit and read it because it makes my eyes bleed, my ears bleed. It gives me diarrhea. It makes me vomit, and I lose my hearing and drop over dead for several minutes, lose oxygen to my brain, am revived by my cat, and then lather, rinse, repeat. So that's what this does to me. As a writer, or as a former writer, as a former journalist. But, yeah. What else is going on? Bardistry, hilarious. Let me just take a look at something here for a second. I mean, the deal is that oh my God, Gray Space, if you're here, I'm sharing the pictures of your cats. We're gonna take a cat break. Cat break. Too bad, so sad. If you don't want to, we're going there. Ah, Gray Space Kitty. Gray Space Kitty Blaze. And this one, she calls her idiot son. What's his name? Pyre. No. Oh, please drop all kitty photos here. All right. Okay. Oh, I see. You know, it's weird. It's also just sloppy, lazy. There it is. Has half-assery. I would say wanton half-assery. That's what I would say. But let's see, what else you guys got going on? Yeah, I mean, you know, Nick had a question. I know he's in Utah. Stay safe, friend. Make sure you have your local legal counsel slash your embassy on speed dial, because God knows what could happen. But he did have a question about the safekeeping loophole. Awkward transition, don't care. So there is no safekeeping loophole, Nick. I do think it's confusing because of the way that everything has sort of been piecemealed and sort of come to light or been held back in darkness. The thing is that Mr. Allen was not given a safekeeping hearing. Therefore, the allegation or the legal, the constitutional claim that is cited in the motion to correct error and etc. is the chronic claim, CRONIC, not chronic as in smoking a doob, chronic, where if a, and I believe this is right, if a person is arrested and they are deprived of counsel at any critical stage of their trial process, that is a violation of their constitutional rights. And the court case that decided that was chronic. Now, I'm not a lawyer, but whatever. I've talked to a few about this specific issue. He was, and everybody here probably knows this, but Nick, I know you're in a camper van somewhere, but there really is no safekeeping loophole that could have ever justified keeping Mr. Allen in a prison in isolation, essentially, for however many months. There is no justification or loophole for that. I think that in later filings, it was referred to as a safekeeping sort of excuse or whatever to keep Mr. Allen where he was. But the fact of the matter is that going back to the beginning, when the arrest happened and this, Diener made that weird thing, left, this literally batshit crazy, bloodlust screed, left, shipped Mr. Allen off to White County, then renditioned him to Westville. They denied him his right to face his accusers in a court of law and to contest the safekeeping request. So a safekeeping order can only come, and I think I'm getting this right, correct me if I'm wrong, my collective brain trust, but I believe that in order for it, and I'm sure all eyes is here, but so the safekeeping order was issued, and this is where the motion to correct error comes in. The assertion in the motion to correct error is that the safekeeping order was an illegal one because Mr. Allen was not served with a paper, was not given an opportunity to respond to it, and was not given the right of access to counsel. And in Indiana, even if he was pro se, even though he was represented, as we all fucking know, we all know it. Nick knew it. Jail knew it. In Indiana, a pro se defendant is held to the same standard as a lawyer. Therefore, at the very least, he should have been given an opportunity to respond to the request for safekeeping, right? And he wasn't. And so there is no safekeeping loophole. And that's, I think, the point. That I think is the point. Hang on a second. Oh, wait, we have another cat. Oh, God damn it. Sorry. This incoming. Just send me your cat pictures, Sunny. Oh, that's me. My face down, kitty. Who else is here? Hi. Hello, True Crime with Eve. I don't know. The RA could refuse. Sure. Could have, right? He was not given the opportunity. That's the thing. Yeah. So yeah. Let's see. So I'm not following. I was under the impression that RA could refuse a transfer, which auto triggers a safekeeping hearing. No. Unless I'm misunderstanding what your question is. He was not given the opportunity. Hopefully I cleared that up. From my understanding and talking with all of the crank lawyers and reading the motion to correct error is that he wasn't given the opportunity, and that's the problem. So that's from what I understand, the critical stage of his case. And that is the problem, is that he wasn't allowed. Was that not in the book, True Crime with Eve? And I'm just kind of saying that sort of tongue in cheek. Yeah. Okay. Well, good. I mean, and there's so much to get caught up on. I've not seen you before. Hello. Welcome aboard. But yeah, I wasn't aware he wasn't given a chance to refuse. He wasn't. And that's the problem. And so I think the problem so again, more kitties? I'm going to go back and check. Kitties, anyone? Oh, God damn it. Woo, more kitties. Hello. Oh, speaking of the devil. Who do we got here? Sorry, kitty break. Oh, who's this angel? Who is this angel? Oh, Jimmy. Oh, shush. Get over here. Oh my God. Who is this calico piece of magic? Son of a bitch. Okay. Puppies are fine. Puppies? Yes. Bring them. Yes. Why have I not seen it yet? Son of a bitch. So what else is going on? Anything? Who are these people? Oh, Missouri Department of Correction. You want to go through my timeline with me? Oh, something looks bad. That looks bad. Whites only? Sure. Mm-hmm. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh no. Ah. Okay. So yeah, that was the Nick's question. So yeah. What else? I don't know, man. Like I said, I just got back. Just flew in, and boy, are my arms tired. What else? So I've got nothing real helpful to say. It was just sort of to say hello. And just, I mean, was it Nick? Fig? Was it bath salts? Because what? No. Why? Why are you in Krebin status? Holy shit. Stand by. More animal PX. Hang on. Whoa, 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 whoa. Who is this angel? Oh, turkeys are fucking. Stop it. What is happening? Oh, no. No, that's not real. Right? What is going on? Somebody needs to explain this to me. Because, oh my God. Can't. Love it. Oh, no. Oh, more kitties. Oh, little gray kitty with middies. Oh my goodness. Look at them. Oh, I've been there. Oh, Rosie and Kitty. Messy bed. Listen, here's the deal. There's sometimes I can't make my bed until like 4 o'clock in the afternoon because old what's her face over here is slung up on it like a fool. Let's see. There's Sunny again. Anything else? Oh my God, son of what is? Stop it! I can't. Oh my God. Why you do me like this? Why? Why you do me like this? Jesus wept. My God, look at those little angel butts. Oh, baby kitty. Ooh, hello. Name Binks. Oh my God. Like as in Jar Jar or as in Binks from Hocus Pocus. Hocus Pocus? Yeah. Wasn't Binks like a human boy? Question mark? Yeah, Hocus Pocus. Zachary Binks. Okay, let's see who else we got here. But I do. Somebody needs to explain the turkey dresses to me because I'm all for it. I'm 100% here for it. 100% here for it. Anytime you can dress up a pet, do it. Do it. Do it. Oh, Fergus. Oh, with the carrot. I'm dying. My God. Oh, Fergus, look at you. Oh, oh, oh. You guys, I'm going to start crying. I can't. What is happening? Oh my God. Carrot. Ah! What? Now I've died. I died. I can't. What is happening? Oh, God. Oh, stop it. Angel. Look at the little smile. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I got to find a picture of my grandpuppy who, oh, God, just had puppies. Oh, Millie. Oh, look at you with your stuff. Look at you with all your toys. Yes. Oh, my God. I can't wait. Did we get a name on this little superstar? Who's that little fella? M's? Rob. Okay. This might win for the best name. Rob. Yep. That's fine. Totally. 100%. All for it. Rob. Oh, that was Millie. Okay. She's at your house. Love it. Love it. Love it. Let's see who else. Oh, son of a bitch. What are you doing? What is happening right now with Fergus? Where's his carrot? God, look at the way the sun rays fall upon the little face. Oh, Fergus Schmergus. Any middle names? Any kitty middle names? Any dog middle names? That's his Toot Toot, as you know. She just turned 7, by the way. Dread Paul Roberts, even better. So my grandpuppy is Edward Benedict. Can't. Let me see if I can find a picture of him because I feel like it's only right. I went out there to see my child in June, and I was put in charge of my grandpuppy. And I will tell you, he ran my ass ragged. Let's see if I can find video evidence of this. I'm not going to share my kid. She'll probably be like, don't ever do that. Okay, let's see. Who we got? Oh, shit, God damn it, son of a bitch. Y'all, no. What? No. Can't help. Fuck me. God damn it. God damn it. Okay, you know what? What are y'all doing? What are you fucking doing? Trying to straight up murk me here, over here. I am what? Okay. No, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do right now with myself. This is making me almost sick. It's all right. Let me find the stupid. No, not stupid. He's my sweet grandpuppy. Stand by. Excuse me one moment. I'm gonna have to remove these little bebe for 1 second. Let's see if we got little eggs. Little eggs. There he is. Okay. All right. So this is my eggs. This is from I went to go visit him. Gangy. Went to go visit him. One moment. Let me see. My special boy. Wait, where the hell did he go? Hang on. That's eggs. Why isn't it letting me play his video, which is critically important? Oh, hang on.
What are you doing, eggs? Oh, what you doing? Don't get down. Don't get down. Oh, good job. No, come on over here. There you go. Do it.
Yeah.
Oh. Boop, boop.
It's my kid.
Oh,
Hee. Yeah, that's my baby. Eggs. Let's see where else he might be. There he is in my crotch. There he is on a couch. Oh, there's Toodles. Oh, this is after I had to give him Pedialyte.
Are you having lunch? Oh.
What a nincompoop. Let's see what else we got here. Here's some poop. This is showing his mommy, my daughter, that Eggs had a nice hard poop. Listen. Oh God. Here we go. Hello, I'm Eggs. I can't. She kind of is. But she's 6 feet tall, so she's kind of a bigger me. Yeah. He's ridiculous. And he was just in the hospital. He's fine. But gave Gangy a bit of a heart attack. So yeah, that's Eggward. Let's see. My baby. All right. So anyway, hopefully, just you can put him on the Twitter machine. Who lives in the Middle West? Oh, sorry, Sao Paulo. Anyway, so this is probably not the stream you were looking for, but fuck it. As you well know, I don't care. But I just wanted to kind of say hi to everybody because I've been gone for a while and I honestly don't know what, if anything, I'm going to be getting up to next with regards to any of the Delphi or any of that because life is lifing, which is great. But I don't. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've been very, very happily off this sort of shit show for a while and, just have kind of life going on. And I don't know what else I can do about Murder Sheet. Everybody else kind of knows what's going on with them. And at this point, it's just a matter of my opinion. So, but anyway, so this was just sort of a completely unhelpful rant/palate cleanser of a Friday. And it's kind of nice out here. We hated, I know, you know why? Because as you all well know, that I